Across the globe, product development times are becoming shorter, cost concerns more acute, and customers are demanding and expecting absolute safety and high reliability. In order to stay competitive, companies need to rethink how they achieve these objectives. The cost of product or manufacturing failures is very high. Billions of dollars are spent each year fixing problems that could have been prevented. In 2010 alone, the top 20 U.S. companies spent over $15 billion on warranty costs. And this number does not begin to include potential loss of customers, safety problems, and company reputations, which can be devastating. There are a myriad of quality and reliability tools that can help reduce or prevent failures, but the one that shows up consistently in company after company is FMEA. To find out more about FMEA, we spoke with Carl Carlson, consultant and instructor in the areas of FMEA and reliability program planning, and author of the book, Effective FMEAs. In your experience, what are the advantages of using FMEAs?
Well, FMEA has the potential to anticipate and prevent problems, reduce costs, shorten product development times, and achieve safe and highly reliable products and processes. However, there's a caveat, and it's a big one. Not everyone gets uniformly great results from FMEAs. They have to be done properly with the right preparation, the right team composition, and the right procedure. In addition, they have to be done in such a way that they don't consume excessive time and finances. Consider these questions. Why is there so much variation in the application of a tool that has been around for many decades? What can be done to help achieve more uniformly successful results? In other words, what are the essential ingredients for success in implementing FMEAs, and how can these best be achieved?
In your expert opinion, what would you consider success factors for using FMEAs?
Based on experience from thousands of FMEAs across hundreds of different companies, there are 4 broad success factors that are critical to uniformity of success in the application of FMEA in any company. The first success factor is understanding the fundamentals and procedure of FMEAs. The FMEA team must have a rock-solid understanding of the definitions for each of the FMEA elements in order to be able to properly perform the analysis. In FMEA training courses, considerable time is spent ensuring that students fully understand the definitions and concepts, including examples and exercises. Similar to Thomas Edison, FMEAs discover the primary ways a product or process can fail and take positive action to prevent the failures before they occur. Let's start with the definition. Failure mode and effects analysis is a method designed to, number 1, identify and fully understand potential failure modes and their causes and the effects of failure on the system or end users for a given product or process. Number 2, assess the risk associated with the identified failure modes, effects, and causes, and prioritize issues for corrective action. And number 3, identify and carry out corrective actions to address the most serious concerns. It's an engineering analysis done by a cross-functional team of subject matter experts that thoroughly analyzes product designs and manufacturing processes early in the product development process. Its objective is finding and correcting weaknesses before the product gets into the hands of the customer. An FMEA on a projector lamp might look something like this. In this excerpt, each of the functions of a projector lamp is analyzed for the ways in which it could fail. Root causes are established, along with associated risk assessment and corrective actions. Incidentally, this excerpt has missing or incorrect elements that are introduced for teaching purposes, which are discussed in the FMEA training course. It is essential to the success of FMEA applications that the facilitator and team thoroughly understand and apply the fundamental concepts and definitions of FMEA. FMEA is not merely filling out a form. It is a dynamic process that brings the right team of experts together in order to achieve safe, reliable, and economical products and processes.
What's standard procedure for FMEAs?
In addition to fully understanding FMEA fundamentals, successful FMEA procedure requires proper preparation, well-conducted meetings, and follow-up to all FMEA team recommendations. The FMEA roadmap shows these steps at a high level. The importance of good preparation for the FMEA project cannot be emphasized enough. The preparation portion of the FMEA roadmap shows the primary preparation steps for doing FMEAs. All of these preparation steps must be done thoroughly for the FMEA project to be successful and completed in a timely manner. If you've ever painted a room in a house, there are many tasks required to properly prepare the walls before the paint is applied. Skipping any of the preparation tasks will negatively affect the quality of the result. The scope of FMEA projects must be well defined and made visible to ensure it covers all the right inputs, outputs, and interfaces. The correct team must be identified, trained, and empowered. All ground rules and assumptions for the FMEA must be surfaced and agreed upon, and certain key information must be gathered together and made easily available to the team.
Once the preparation steps are done, is that when the FMEA meeting should take place?
That's right, Nicolette. The FMEA meetings follow a carefully scripted sequence of steps based on FMEA standards and company enhancements. The conducting the meetings portion shows the high-level steps to take once the preparation steps are completed. Each of these steps is taught with examples as part of FMEA training. The key is well-trained FMEA teams and well-facilitated meetings. Once all the needed actions have been identified to reduce risk to an acceptable level, certain follow-up steps are essential, as identified in the follow-up portion. When developing corrective actions, remember that you can use the full range of quality and reliability tools. All high-risk issues must be reviewed with management for understanding, resources, and execution. An audit process will ensure FMEAs meet all quality objectives. By linking FMEAs to test or control plans, the effectiveness can be enhanced. And finally, FMEAs will need to be updated with subsequent test and field failures to make sure that future FMEAs do not miss any failure modes.
The fundamentals of FMEA, including preparation, procedure, and execution, are thoroughly taught in ReliaSoft's course, D470 Effective FMEA Series. How important is it to avoid mistakes?
Understanding FMEA fundamentals and procedure is important, but it is not enough by itself to be a successful FMEA practitioner. Performing successful FMEAs requires avoiding common mistakes and implementing key factors for effective FMEAs. That is the second success factor. It is important that we all learn from our mistakes by asking certain questions. What are the primary ways that FMEA can be done wrong? We call them mistakes. And what are the key factors that make for effective FMEAs? We call them quality objectives. The slide titled FMEA Quality Objectives converts the 10 most common FMEA mistakes into corresponding quality objectives. Let's consider the first 3. The first quality objective is design improvements. Based on empirical review of many FMEAs, some of them do not drive any action at all. Some drive mostly testing, others drive ineffective action. The mistake here is failure of the FMEA to drive design or process improvements. The quality objective here is the FMEA drives product design or process improvements as the primary objective. The second quality objective is regarding high-risk failure modes. Failure to address all high-risk failure modes, including high severity regardless of RPN, can result in potentially catastrophic problems or lower customer satisfaction. The mistake here is failure of the FMEA to address all high-risk failure modes. The quality objective is the FMEA addresses all high-risk failure modes as identified by the FMEA team with effective and executable action plans. And the third concerns the design verification plan or the process control plan. Some companies miss the opportunity to improve design verification plans or process control plans based on the failure modes and the respective causes from the FMEA. Some FMEA teams do not include knowledgeable representatives from the test or the manufacturing department. The mistake here is failure of the FMEA to improve test or control plans. The quality objective is the design verification plan or the process control plan considers the failure modes from the FMEA. These objectives should be integrated into FMEA team training and reviewed at each stage of FMEA project completion. FMEAs should not be considered complete until the quality objectives have been met. Step 3 is providing excellent facilitation. By definition, and I'll quote, "A facilitator is one who contributes structure and process to interactions so groups are able to function effectively and make high-quality decisions. It's a helper and enabler whose goal is to support others as they achieve exceptional performance." FMEA facilitation is a different subject than FMEA methodology. To be successful, FMEA leaders need to develop expert facilitation skills and apply those skills to achieve the objectives of FMEAs. Good facilitation is critical to prevention of high-risk problems without wasting time. FMEA teams led by someone with poor facilitation skills will not accomplish the objectives of FMEAs and will waste valuable time of subject matter experts.
What facilitation skills should be most important to an FMEA facilitator?
The primary FMEA facilitation skills include brainstorming, encouraging participation, active listening, making decisions, controlling discussion, managing level of detail, managing time, conflict management, and unleashing team creativity.
The fundamentals of FMEA, including preparation, procedure, and execution, are thoroughly taught in ReliSoft's course, D470 Effective FMEA Series. What's the final success factor?
The fourth success factor is implementing an effective FMEA process. This is the job of management, but FMEA practitioners need to know this process and ensure their management provides these supporting tasks. The job of management is to create the environment that values problem prevention and the development of safe and trouble-free designs and processes. In order to be fully effective, FMEAs require an infrastructure and coordinated approach from many different departments and organizational functions. A company-wide FMEA process is the entire set of systems and tasks essential to support development of high-reliability products and processes through timely accomplishment of well-done FMEAs. The following are the high-level steps for an effective company-wide FMEA process. Step 1 is proper strategic and resource planning and is essential to FMEA success. Step 2 introduces the use of generic FMEAs, which can greatly reduce time and increase effectiveness. They're a repository for the primary failure modes, effects, causes, and controls for a given product or process. These can be tailored for specific projects as referenced in Step 3. Step 4, 5, and 6 refer to the 3 types of FMEA reviews which are essential to successful FMEA implementation. FMEAs have little value unless fully executed, which is covered in Step 7. Linkage to other processes such as test plans or process control plans can leverage the value of FMEAs as referenced in Step 8. Step 9 says that the test and field failures must be brought back into FMEAs to ensure known problems do not repeat on future projects. And finally, Step 10 refers to the fact that the entire FMEA process must be supported by relational database software such as XFMEA.
We haven't really covered software. In your expert opinion, what should an FMEA practitioner look for in a software?
There are many characteristics to consider in the selection of FMEA software, such as basic FMEA functionality, time savings, easy generation of reports and charts, and seamless linkage to other processes. It's essential to use a relational database in order to have all FMEAs stored in one place and easily accessible by multiple simultaneous users. For example, XFMEA software meets all of these expectations and more, and has all the functionality you will need to support an effective FMEA process in your company.
So let's talk about your book. I see that you chose to depict a tree on the cover. Is there a specific reason for that?
Yes, there is. The ingredients for successful FMEAs need to be brought together into one seamless process. All of the different types of FMEAs, the branches of the tree, are driven by one set of FMEA fundamentals, the trunk of the tree. And the FMEA fundamentals are nurtured by key ingredients such as lessons learned, trained teams, skilled facilitation, and management support represented by the roots of the tree.
The book Effective FMEAs, published by John Wiley & Sons, brings together 30 years of experience in reliability engineering and management, working with over 100 companies and thousands of FMEAs. It thoroughly covers the 4 success factors with a variety of examples and case studies. Information about the book, as well as articles on the subject of FMEA and useful FMEA resources, can be found at effectivefmeas.com. As we have learned, to obtain the best possible results from FMEA, companies need to focus on key success factors: understanding the fundamentals and procedure of FMEAs, applying lessons learned, providing excellent facilitation, and implementing an effective company-wide FMEA process. Doing this will uniformly ensure FMEAs achieve safe, reliable, and economical products and processes, creating a world of difference in the reliability industry.